I changed my mind. There is an even greater opportunity here, she says. Remember what you did with the virtuous son? You stagger back off a distance. You're sure Jackal will skewer you, but then he disengages, springs several meters away, and quickly dispatches the wounded devil that was charging towards Azzeizal. You don't care about Agra's scheme. Azzeizal needs to die, and that is all. This all needs to end. You take the opening and distraction of the devil. Yeah, please, at least let me kill Azzeizal. Oh fuck, I am so mad right now. Like, I can't tell you. Like, even on top of that, like, I didn't get any revenge. A Nuxius dies, and I feel like even Azzeizal will escape or something, and I'm fucking pissed. I am fucking pissed, not gonna lie. Stagger back and yeah. That is all it needs to end. You take the opening, the distraction of the devil afforded you, and again charges Azzeizal. Jackal intercepts you, the blade, an unwritten torrent that you're barely able to defend against. Then there is a deep roar of unbridled triumph that knocks you over onto your rump, and Jackal drops down on his knees, a sword on the ground at your side. Try to raise and reach for your weapon. We cannot move. All you can do, all you're permitted to do is stare. Azzeizal rises in the air before you, hovering by means other than her wings, because they are motionless. Her skin buzzes with pulses with white light as her eyes blaze with green. If you did not know better, you'd think she might be an angel. Her beauty is overwhelming and terrifying. Jackal turns to face his mistress. He groans and then throws his body forward into a deep bow, his face pressed to the ground. Azzeizal laughs as she shouts something at Azzeizal. You nearly lose consciousness as you slump down. The ground pressed to your face hums with energy. Rise, Nikolai, says Azzeizal. Comes Azzeizal's voice, or something akin to her voice in your mind. With no volition of your own, you desperately get to your feet, your legs trembling. Azzeizal looks into the distance, her glowing eyes scanning as she smiles wide, showing her perfectly white teeth. Agra, you said, I will be requiring your aid. There is no answer. You can't feel her now, but the pendant on your chest is warm through your blouse. At least at some point it had slipped out. Try to reach for it to hide it, but you cannot move. The only thing they have the will to do is stare at Azzeizal. Jackal is still prone, but now he too is gazing up at Azzeizal, his long dog ears flat against his face. A pillar of fire rises up near Azzeizal. You cannot focus on it directly, but you can soon see what appears to be a devil appear. His goat hooves and horns are visible even in your peripheral vision. Varys, you wonder. The devil belongs to... by the way, you don't die, so Alexius is technically not dead from getting his soul crushed, but he will be sort of unconscious and subconscious in the abyss. He could technically rise from there again, but that would be very difficult. Azzeizal applies in a missile, her voice in... What? The devil begins to speak in what you recognize is the abyssal language. His gravely voice is familiar, and now you're sure he's Varys. Azzeizal replies in abyssal, her voice is amused. Varys clops in close to less than a meter away. He is shouting out, spewing forth blue saliva that drips down his chin. A scroll magically appears in the clawed hand. He holds it up for Azzeizal, as though expecting her to reach. He looks away, out towards the rising sun. Meanwhile, the contract ignites in green fire. Varys shouts what must be a curse in his language. As you go, let's go of the burning parchment, which does not even reach the ground before it's completely consumed. Varys shrieks something. Azzeizal laughs, looking sideways at him. The pillar of fire rises up, and Varys turns as though to run back towards it. Azzeizal cups her hand in the air, and blood bursts out of Varys like a fountain, spraying the pillar of fire, making it billow with heat. The devil's grotesque body shrivels and turns grey, and dissolves into a pile of ash. Blood trickles between Azzeizal's cupped fingers as she drinks from her cupped hand. Azzeizal wipes her chin with her jackal and flicks the blood at you. Jackal. A few drops spatter against your exposed neck, burning you for a moment. However, you do not even twitch from this, as your muscles are so locked. Smiles the jackal. You have been loyal through much and aided me in triumph, she says in command. My honor, mistress, she says. And the bird, he says, narrowing her eyes. What have you say before I finally crush you? Just then your muscle loosen enough to feel you can speak. What do you say? We have fought by side. I hope you shall favor me. Crush me. I saved you. We have fought side by side. I hope you shall favor me. I'm honored to witness your... No. I hope you shall favor me. What does that even mean? I highly doubt she will do any of these. Let's just say this one. I'm honored to witness your triumph, she says. She smirks. Are you? You're a god now. I witnessed the birth of a god. The Baron and I, the only one to have had this honor, you say. Indeed, I'm the only mortal to have witnessed it, as the Baron is something else. Unlikely that you two are the only ones, she says, glancing around. I beg that you not destroy your only mortal witness, you say. Who shall tell the tale? Who shall tell the tale? She laughs. You're an imaginative opportunity. You seek to invent value from nothing. To be in the right place at the right time, mistress, is nothing all a mortal can hope for. You call me mistress now and give yourself credit for witnessing something you tried to prevent, she says with a mocking frown. I'm an opportunist, as you say, mistress. To thwart you from anything now is hopeless. I may only be a bird, but a bird keenly feels when the wind shifts. I could ask Jackal what he thinks. I should do it. I should do with you. What? Oh, as Azzeizal, one need not be a god to predict his answer. Not all your servants need be fond of each other. You say. Perhaps it would foster a healthy, what it would foster a healthy sense of competition to have us both as your pets. She laughs again. You think? Oh, I think I shall leave you around for a moment longer. She says. Her smile falters. Although she does not agree, she likes you even less than Jackal. She thinks you are a tricky one, a cunning illusionist and a liar. She refers to Nerol that is within her. Oh, Nerol is talking to her. She refers to Nerol that is within her, you wonder. I am, you say. I confess to that, but she will also tell you that it was this lie that cleared the way for your triumph, Azzeizal. Nuxius hid behind his shield waiting. The lie brought him out so that you could strike. Azzeizal's face contorts for a moment to unbridled hate. Your body goes cold, you shudder. A powerful presence bursts into your mind, and as this thing is searching, rifling through your memories, everything goes dark. When you awaken, your face is against the cold ground. You rise up onto your feet. It was but a lie, says Azzeizal, as though to herself. She gives a satisfied nod. I find your lie amusing, but she wants you crushed. Perhaps then we shall discover how you lied so well. She waves in the air dismissively. First, however, I'll give you to Jackal for a while. His first of many rewards. Mistress, please, you say. I heard it said that you seek the better way. Azzeizal frowns and raises her eyes for a moment, then returns them to you. He did, she says with a chuckle, pointing to Nux's body. Me? Not so much. She smiles at Jackal and he rises up from his knees. He turns and faces you, his eyes burning, and you're pretty sure there's his dog smile on his face, either that or snarl. I defended you from Zelva, you say. I saved your body. Azzeizal rolls her eyes, but when they return to you, they lock upon your chest. What a curious pendant you wear. What do you say? It is a powerful artifact. You may have it if you spare my life. Do not touch it, it could harm you. I wear it in mockery of Aletheia. It's a powerful artifact. You could have it if you spare my life. Life progresses one. It's a powerful artifact. You can have it if you spare my life, you say. I can have it anyway, she says in a hiss. It is as though the sound of her body drains your voice of vitality. You groan as you slump. This creature has no mercy, and so there is no benefit in showing weakness. You muster your flagging strength and stands up straight. Of course, you can take it. I only plead that you not in a pathetic manner, you whisper. I wonder where you got your power from, says Azzeizal. She glances to Jackal. We searched him. He must have obtained it later, says Jackal. No, Azzeizal pauses, frowning at the amulet. Then looking into your eyes, freezing your thought. I sense his power before. She approaches you, extended her hand out. Azzeizal, you're so beautiful, you say. I beg you not mar yourself with such a homely accessory. It will not go at all with your current pendant. She laughs. Dressed as you are, you give fashion advice, you struggle, but you cannot move, as though her gaze alone locks you in place. It is of Aletheia, it will burn you, you say. She touches the amulet tentatively, just the tip of a nail. She smiles faintly, then grasps it. She licks her lips, never looking away from it. Mistress, I beg you, it is all that I have, you plead. She lifts the necklace off your neck, over your head, and holds the amulet up before herself, admiring it. It's all that I have, you sob. It's not even completely an act, as you realize you really do not like seeing it held by another. All that you have is mine, she says absently as she slowly lowers the necklace over her horns, her neck, and finally to rest on her neck. Is that so? She says to you. Yes, you say humbly, lowering your head, although you keep your eyes upturned to watch her. What a strange, so what is this? She stammers. Her beautiful eyes widen and burst into green glowing light. Her countenance turns from wonder to fear. Her hands fly up and grasp the chain. You think she is about to yank it off, but then her entire body begins to tremble uncontrollably. She bites her lip. Blood drips from her chin. Her trembling turns to convulses, and she thrashes her head up and down. She levitates up into the air. Mistress? Says Jackal in fear in his voice. Suddenly her trembling stops. She blinks. Mistress? Repeats Jackal. She turns to Jackal with a sad smile. Goodbye, Baron. Mistress, he repeats again, his voice quivering. Forget. She whispers as she points at Jackal. His ears droop and he staggers back, his arm flung up over his eyes. Azzeizal turns to you and nods. Suddenly your world spins and your stomach flips. You're floating now as though in ocean. Though your move there is not resistance of water. Light streak past, yellow, white, orange, red, as though you are going very fast, yet you feel no wind. The only sound is steady crackling. So even we were like, at least we could have saved fucking Nuxius from getting crushed. Oh, for fuck's sake, my head hurts. This was even worse than fucking death. Like, not only did he get killed by the woman he loved, because of some stupid shit we said to her woman, and now his soul is crushed, He's lost majority of his power. Nerul is still alive. Azzeizal is still alive. Well, whatever is happening Azzeizal, we will know now in a second. Even if we end up with Ohor, I am not happy with this ending. Again, Medieval Fantasy is a great game, but it always fucking fucks up with the endings. We'll see how this goes though. You're floating now as though in ocean, though you move, the only sound is steady crackling. All goes dark for a moment. Then you're standing in a massive chamber. You gasp as you look up. The ceiling is very high. A mile? You cannot even estimate it. You think there are frescoes up there. What the fuck is a frescoes? But you're too far to make out what kind. The possibly large chamber is held up by a forest of pillar which is thicker than the greatest oak, the far taller than Drala's tower. Light is cast by a massive statue embedded into the pillars. These have enormous eyes of glowing precious stones. Interspersed between the pillars are grand palaces, trees and gardens. There are also huge pools of water with arcs and fountain built into them, spouting a blue jewel-like water. This goes on as far as the eyes can see. There are things moving too, some of them larger than giant titans. By the way, just saying that even if at some point Anuxius is soul crushed and fucking what is her name? Narissa meet at some point. Narissa's soul was not crushed. Anuxius' soul was crushed. So Anuxius is in the abyss. Narissa just went to the resurrection, or maybe she went to Aletheia. Well, she was fallen. She wouldn't go to Aletheia. She was just roaming around. If they ever meet again and they were to recover their memories, I don't think Anuxius will be mad at her. He would just be like, that was a very stupid thing to do. But I don't think he would be mad at her. He really loves her, and she really loves him too. The only reason they killed him, it's funny that usually in these sort of things I'm like, oh fucking hell, this fucking sucks and shit like that. But they really genuinely love each other. You don't understand that if you just watch this one. If you watch the other show, the fucking Wizard's Choice, they were really into each other. Like that was like their whole fucking thing. And it was really sweet to watch, not gonna lie. You would think that otherwise, but no, it was really comforting to watch as well. Now, where were we? Azzeizal is standing nearby. You wouldn't have noticed her in this room of such overwhelming splendor if not that she is standing so close. She smiles as she watches you closely, as though gauging your reaction to this place. Where? You gasp, unable to put together a proper question of where you are. We just call it halls of the gods, she says. You turn around, looking in all directions. I see no gods, you whisper, or if they are here, they're not obvious. This is a very grand building, though. You see no gods, Azzeizal says. You look at her and bow your head. Apologies, Azzeizal. Binder of souls, or mistress if you prefer. I'm not the Azzeizal you know, she says with a lilt in her voice. Try again. You look to her chest. Only that evil-looking amulet remains. The amulet of Aletheia is gone. What do you guess? Asmodeus? Why would he be here? Egra? Egra, you ask? She tilts her head. Now, what kind of trickster would I be if I had not been tricking you all this time? Oh no, I do not like the sign of that, you stammer. Do not be so hard on yourself, champion, she says. I'm absolutely best of what I do. Are you not even a godling? Are you not even a godling? Please don't tell me you're Asmodeus, you say. She laughs. When you have been fooled long enough, it is not like you are a fly in a bottle that cannot find your way out, particularly when the truth is rather close to the lie. Oh, her, you ask. She smiles and begins to morph, growing taller, her limbs growing longer and spindler. Her face shifts from masculine to feminine to muscular as short fur spurts from his face. In an instant, you're facing a giant fox with a man's body. What? Is there an Egra? There never was. There was only me, he says. Wow, this is interesting. So godlings are extensions of their fucking being, not actually... Okay, there never was. There was only me, he says. His voice now lower, and great, now even Egra is gone. His voice now lower and otherworldly. The syllables of his word come from everywhere, or maybe nowhere. I was Ohur, your god of trickery, and now, he says as he morphs back into Azzeizal. His voice becoming Azzeizal's voice again. She finishes something new. So Ohur took over her body. Egra was actually Ohur. So Egra is done. Azzeizal is consumed. I don't understand that. Then you are a man. Ohur is a male god, you say. Man and woman means little to some gods, and even less to me, she says. In this form, you can think of me as a woman if it is convenient for you. I very much enjoy being this woman, and thus it pleases me. This body of Azzeizal shall be my preferred form from now on, and you can refer to me as Azzeizal, because really, Ohur is no more. Why, you say? Why would you deceive me, your champion? To answer that, you must first know that most of the gods have no sense of humor, she says. You think she will say more, but she simply stares at you. Presume the other gods do not care for you much then. You venture. She laughs. Yes, I value tricks over friendship. A few centuries ago, I pulled off a real zinger, as they say in some worlds.